everyone, welcome back to Did You Know Doji. And this is going to be a little bit different from my series that I've been doing for this month. It's going to be a little bit of a side trip, which is a little bit different from, my regular stuff. So, without further ado, let's get it. Now, if you see this on my wrist, you'll know that I went to a concert recently. And this concert was Joey Badass and Pro Era. And in all honesty, I just felt like I had to kind of get this out there, get my feelings out, and basically just let you know how the concert was, if you should go to one in the future, and so on and so forth. It's at the Observatory in Santa Ana, so if that gives you any range of idea of how it went, there you go. Basically, here's how the show started off. Joey actually didn't come out initially, which was, I guess, wasn't expected by me. So who came out first was Nick Caution, and if you're familiar with Pro Era, you would know who he is. He did a couple songs. Then Kirk Knight came out, he did a couple songs. Then CJ Fly came out, and he did a couple songs. And once again, if you know all these people who you're interested in Pro Era, you'll pretty much understand. And then after that, Ben Staples came out, who was like basically a special for people who lived in California, because at least I think other people who were like in Texas, Canada, other places like that, they didn't get to see Ben Staples. So yeah. Now, after all those people had came out, Joey finally came out, and then he performed a couple songs, which honestly was an amazing experience to me, and it was just honestly cool to see it all happen. Now, during this concert, there were various different things. Kirk Knight had it where like they turned all the lights down, and then just had everyone, flash their phone cameras, basically kind of like to simulate lights and stuff like that, different things like that. Then also CJ Fly came out, did a couple things from his really recent mixtape, The Way I See, which was also pretty cool. I thought it was pretty interesting as well. And then Ben Staples, he did his own thing, doing stuff like Blue Suede, Nate, stuff off his, his mixtapes, LPs, different things like that. And I also thought that was pretty cool. Nick Caution did some unreleased stuff, so it was pretty interesting to see what he had. And then Joey did some unreleased tracks, and then some classics from 1999, Summer Nights, preferably 1999, because that's my favorite mixtape that he's done. So yeah, and then it was pretty cool because Joey actually answered a question that a lot of people have been thinking, not me in particular, but a lot of people that have been thinking. And then he said, people have been asking me why am I doing a Before the Money tour when the album hasn't even come out. And he said basically that this concert was for his day ones. People have been following him since he first started, and he said it's kind of just a special thing for us because we've been following him so long, and thought it'd be a nice thing to do. So for all you people who are wondering that, there's your answer. Now, another thing that happened during the show is during various different times they would have moments of silence for their fallen members. If you don't know who Pro Era is, it's Capital Steez, who had died almost 2 years ago. Yeah, almost 2 years ago. But yeah, and it was pretty interesting to me because to me it kind of just felt like even though he's not alive anymore, like his presence was there in the room. Like I personally felt it, kind of hit my spirit a bit. And it was pretty cool just to see that them having respect for their fallen member, their fallen soldier of Pro Era. So to me it was just a very interesting experience. Now, one of the super cool things that happened at this concert was at the very end, the last song that Joey did was Survival Tactics. And when he did this, at that point he had basically said to open up the pit, and he wanted to see the biggest mosh pit out there. He made sure all the girls got out safely at that point, and then as soon as that song started, it was a huge pit. Now I was down in the pit, so I was in it. That's all I can tell you. And then during that, he also jumped in and stage dived, and I was just like, perfect way to end the show. Honestly, it was an amazing experience. If you were there, then you would know. And so, I don't know, hopefully if you're watching this, you were there. Now, all in all, this concert was a great experience, but I do have some minor complaints, and not really big complaints, because honestly, that concert stuck with me. It's still in my spirit right now. But basically, just what I wanted to say was, the only problem I had was, even though I love my pros, I feel that Nick Caution, Kirk Knight, and CJ, he can pass, but Nick Caution and Kirk Knight, even though they are in Pro Era, I feel like they didn't have enough material on their own to start off the concert. I mean, Nick, he has one mixtape, but nobody really paid attention to it. Kirk Knight, he's not really done anything by himself. At least not that anybody really knows. And CJ, although the way I see it came out, I feel like, you know, they're just not ready for that completely. And so I felt like it was a little gypped a bit just to see Joey at the end do a couple songs. I felt like he could have done more. And then it was also kind of weird how they did the song, well, Nick and Davian Lewis did the song School High, and even though Joey, Kirk, Nick, and Diamond are all in that song, I felt like they should have saved that for later instead of just Nick and Davian doing the verses. But these were just minor complaints. All in all, still a very good concert. Overall, Kirk Knight has actually said that concert has basically been the most lit, turned up, whatever word you want to use for a concert on the whole tour so far. So let's hope we keep that. And to all the people who were there watching this, you know, you did a good job. It was an awesome concert, and honestly, if you ever get the chance, you should definitely go check out Joey Badass in Pro Era. It will be a worthy concert. Of course, I'm Doji, now you know. Thanks for watching. Live, love, always in the future. Maybe that'll be my new slogan, whatever. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you feel like it. Then if you don't, that's cool. That's on YouTube. Bye.